Hey everybody, welcome back to Adobe's Daily Creative Challenge. This is the XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter, and this is day two of the challenge. Very, very excited. Got a lot of people in the chat already jumping in. If you're not there, then jump in the chat. That's the place to be. That's the hotness. So saying hi to Lindsay and Melville and Tim Mobest, and we got I'm gonna murder this name right now, but I want to let you know that I love you, Monir. I love that name. Really like it. Ryan Chase, Michael Crabtree, we got Pedro and Kiki. Hey, Kiki's back. Hey, what's up, Kiki? Well, if you are new to the Daily Creative Challenge, what we are doing is we are going to go right here to behance.net/challenges/XD, and this is a 2 weeks of challenges. We started yesterday. We had off on Monday because it was a holiday. That was pretty rocking. And then we're going every day. And when you come to this spot here, you can sign up simply by clicking here and taking the challenge. And how does it work? Well, each day you're going to receive a challenge. You can just scroll down a little bit, and we can see those right here. Yesterday we did a little bit of repeat grid stuff, made a little recipe application, was lots of fun. And then today we're gonna be working on some components, doing some fitness goals stuff. The whole thing is gonna be New Year's resolution, health, wellness, fitness, happiness, that kind of stuff. And so you can get started, and this is where we're watching the video. There are starter files for each one of those, and that's where you go to get it right there. And so you're gonna receive those challenges each day. They're gonna unlock in the morning. You definitely wanna join the community on Discord. If you don't know how to do that, we're gonna have a URL up here in a second, but our Discord has, I think, over 30,000 creatives on it, which is lights out, mind blowing. So lots of people to submit your designs to, get feedback, critique, find community. That's the best thing for me about being on the XD Discord, is just the community. So that's super cool. We also, we're gonna skip a little bit. You're gonna watch our daily live show, but then you're gonna share your work on Behance, and you can post it up in our Discord. So we have yesterday we did a recipe app. We got some of those here. People leaving awesome feedback. This work, so good. I wish I had time just to love on each and every one of these pieces of work because they're so amazing. Hey, Rosemary. Hey, Sounder. Hey, Toxic Flow. Love that name. Getting it. All right, John Rangart. Hey to everybody. Can't wait to dive in. And so here we are. We're going to jump in. I think that's it. I think we hit all of the necessary things we need to do. Let's get started. Download that starting file. And we're gonna jump over to it right now. Your starting file is gonna look very, very similar to mine. Over here on the left-hand side, we have a little bit about the challenge. Our challenge for today is we're gonna be designing an experience where users can track monthly fitness goals. I think that would be kind of cool. When I think fitness, I don't think just fitness. Let's do wellness all together, all around. Let's do, hey, you're a big fan of my YouTube channel? Thank you. That's so nice. I do have a YouTube channel, and I like to share stuff like this. So lots of stuff about XD as well, so jump on there. All right, so yeah, let's do stuff about like all sorts of health and wellness on it. But we wanna leverage the power of components today. If you don't know what components are, it's a powerful feature in XD. Allows you to create reusable assets over and over. I'm a workflow like nut. So that we're gonna talk about workflow and how to speed up your workflow today. So we got some inspiration, some assets down there, but over on our artboard, I have already started just a little bit because I didn't wanna take the time of finding these assets, creating these illustrations. I did all that in Illustrator. And I also pulled some icons that we might use for this bad boy right here. So we have a little dashboard experience. That's what we're gonna do. Let's do a single screen that focuses on a bunch of different goals, okay? So let's do it. We have our thing right here. And again, sorry I couldn't share these assets with you, but I did get a lot of this stuff, most of it from Adobe stock, so you can go check it out there, okay? Okay, let's get started. We wanna track, I don't know, like maybe 4, 6 goals all on one home screen. Bottom navigation, I'm thinking. And that's it. So let's do this. I like how we have this rounded, we've masked this illustration and these colors and shapes inside of here with this nice rounded kind of corner. I like that a lot. And our font for the day is gonna be Sophia Pro. Again, shout out to Howard Pinsky. Hey, let's talk about Howard Pinsky really quick, shall we? Let's go to letsxd.com, the space that Howard Pinsky has set up to blow your minds and share with you. He's the Yoda of XD. He's not as cute as Baby Yoda, but pretty cute. Okay, so letsxd.com has lots of information for you. Hey, Richard Otley. Hey, Leo. Hey, everybody out there, really excited. Don't tell Howard Pinsky what I just said about him. Okay, let's get back to it. So you can find lots of resources there, and let's get started. But yeah, I like this rounded thing. I like this Sophia Pro font that we're using. So let's drag out a rectangle. I'm gonna hit R on my keyboard, and I'm gonna drag a rectangle out. You ever just like drag a rectangle out and be like, oh, amazing. Look at what I just did. Yeah, me neither. Okay. So let's just line that up. Love our smart guides in XD. Let's take this border off. Well, let's keep the border on it for a second just so we can see. But let's round these corners. I'm just grabbing the edge and just rounding those corners. We don't want to go too round, right? Just a little bit. All right, so let's just drop it around 14 for our border radius. Let's turn that off. And again, we want these to pop off the page. I'm a big fan of dimensionality, just giving our assets like a little bit of lift. So why don't we head up to our artboard and why don't we give it a fill? I have this nice neutral color over here in our color palettes. And already we just have like a little bit of separation, but let's do something kind of fun. Let's just size this thing up here, drag it down, and make sure it's left aligned. And then I'm gonna zoom in. Let's give it like a fun drop shadow. Let's use, I love some of these pinks and some of these neutrals that are up above. Why don't we do a shadow that's a little bit along those lines? Let's go this like dark pink. We're getting intense right now. Let's have fun with this shadow. Let's blur it out a little bit. And then let's bring the opacity of it down a little bit. Doesn't that look fun? I like that a lot. Okay, so that's pretty fun. Now, here's where the magic comes in. I'm thinking not only are we gonna make components, we're gonna make some nested components today. We're gonna go Inception, straight Leo DiCaprio style on these components. So first thing we wanna do is, I like this card style, because I'm seeing this already. Like if I drug that out to the right, I like having multiple kind of like goals each in these cards. So this card style, I'm kind of digging. So why don't we do this? Why don't we rename this a stack card in our layers panel? And then why don't we press Command K and turn it into a component? Now, if we go down to our components menu, we can see we have our stack cards. We can drag another version of it out right there. Now, really important to notice in XD, over here on the left card, we can see up in our inspector panel, we have the component, and in parentheses, it says master. If I click on this one, that's gonna switch to component instance, okay? That lets us know which one is the master. That's a nice deal, okay? So now we have a card. What's cool about this is, let's bring that card back. Let's say later on, I'm designing all sorts of stuff. I got lots of cards on my page, and I decide, oh, you know what? When they're all together like that, that card or that drop shadow is a little too intense. Or maybe I want to change my border radius. Well, I'm gonna click right here, and I can stretch them all out at once, and we're getting changes on every card. So what's cool is layer one, we got the card, right? We're gonna put some assets on there, make components out of there, bring it all together, and then we're gonna do less work down the line. It's kind of one of the first steps to building a design system is creating a pattern library or an interface UI pattern library. So just a really kind of an effective way to think. So we want you to work smarter, not harder, right? I mean, we want you to work hard. We just want you to work smart too. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so let's see, what do we got going on in the chat? These illustrations are from Adobe stock. Yes, they are, as well as these icons. So thank you guys for being in the chat. I'm gonna try to interact with the chat as well, but I got limited time here, folks. I gotta crank these puppies out. Well, let's do this. I like our text here, so why don't we come down here and bring our text onto the card, okay? Let's shrink it down a little bit. It doesn't need to be that big. And let's call this a goal. How about, maybe we set ourselves a yoga goal. Let's just pop that right there. And, oh, here comes our icons. Liking the icon for yoga. Digging it. Let's pop that right there. And let's push this over to the right. And I'll tell you what, let's pick a little bit of a better color here. I think, oh, purple would be cool. Okay, I like that. So we have our icon, we have our title in there. Let's say we had, we're gonna do a few different types of charts and create components out of them, okay? So let's do this. Let's figure out how to make a pie chart inside of Adobe XD. That could be fun. So I'm gonna zoom in here. I'm gonna hit E for ellipse, and I'm gonna drag out an ellipse onto my card. I'm gonna drag that up right there. Let's just shrink it down a little bit, and let's get rid of this border, and let's fill it with like a neutral color, okay? So far, so good. Now we're gonna make a pie chart. To do that, we're gonna copy and paste another version of this. And why don't we just give it a different color so we can see it as we're manipulating it. Let's bring it down like so. And I like what we got there. We're gonna grab both of these shapes. We're gonna head up to our tools up here, our Boolean tools, our Pathfinder tools, whatever you wanna call them, our magic tools. And we're gonna subtract. So now we have this base for our pie chart, okay? So we're gonna, Monier, we're gonna talk about, Leo, we're gonna share our Behance projects after, and we'll talk all about it, okay? Don't worry. Oh, I see Tim's gotcha. Yeah, Tim's talking about the XD Daily Challenge hashtag you're gonna use after this. Let's shrink this pie chart down and let's bring another one on top of it. And now we're gonna fill this with a color. Since our icon is purple, let's do purple for the pie chart. And here's what we're gonna do now. We have a second version of our pie chart. We need that percentage or the piece of the pie, not the whole thing. So why don't we bring our pen tool out? Why don't we find the very center of this ellipse that we're working with? And we're gonna drag up, over, and back in like this, okay? Let's fill it with white. And now we're gonna grab the shape that we've made and our purple pie chart kind of ellipse. Let's subtract again. And now we get a section. We can just pop it right back up there, rotate it how we like it. Maybe we want this to be our start. So we've done quite a bit of our pie chart right there. That's looking pretty good to me. I'm gonna drag a version of our text down. Let's do something like, I don't know, what does that look like? Percentage-wise, give me in the chat, what do you think? Is that like 82%? I'm gonna say 82%. Let's do 82. Drag that and make it nice and big so it's legible. We're gonna bring it up, make sure our text is center aligned. Yeah, okay, cool, right there. And then let's bring this down below and we'll say of daily goal. Let's just do goal singular, all right? And we'll bring our text down. And why don't we bring a little bit of contrast just by lightening it up. Oh, it looks so smooth. I'm loving this. Let's just drag this to be right underneath there. Now, here's the cool thing, ready? We're gonna group these together. Let's go back to our layers panel and let's call this the stat numbers, okay? Why don't we make a component out of that too? Why wouldn't we? That way, if we ever change these, it's gonna change everywhere. So Command K to make a component out of that. And why don't we also grab, ooh, that's the card there. Why don't we grab everything that has to do with our pie chart? That's these elements right here, right? Turn them back on, I was just hiding them. Why don't we group those together and say pie chart? And we'll make a component out of that too. Now when we go to our component, we see we have a pie chart, we have the stat number, we have the stat card. What if, I'm about to blow my own mind right now. What if we just grabbed all of it and made another component, Command K? Now we have a nested component, right? This is a component made up of other components. Here's what I mean, check this out. Are you ready for the magic? Let's drag another version of this card out. Let's say we don't like the size of, oh, my mouse just died while streaming. Gotta love that. I'm gonna move that over the side. We're going trackpad all day. Here we go. Let's say we don't like the size of our pie chart anymore. Maybe we wanna shrink that down. I'm gonna grab it. We can shrink our pie chart down. And now maybe we're doing a little kind of like complete your rings kind of thing. Oh, maybe we like that a little bit better. I don't know. But see how quickly it was? Bam, amazing. You can also override any of these. So we have our instance of our same card, or our same stat. We can also, let's pick a different color, okay? Different color there. And we can override the text as well. We're just gonna make sure we're digging in. Let's go back to our layers so we know what we're doing here. And we have stat numbers. Double click on that. Yeah, why don't we update the numbers here? Let's do 50%. Okay, of daily goal. And you're like, well, that pie chart doesn't look like it's 50%. That's okay, because we can actually override the shape of our path for our little triangle thing here. So why don't we just bring that up to the top? Just like so. We'll add another point and drag it out. Woo, I'm missing my points here. There we go. Now we're about 50%. And again, if we want to override any of these things, we totally can, okay? So let's change this to be something else, like water, okay? And why don't we grab our water bottle? Okay, and let's paste this guy in here. Boom. And we can hide our water bottle icon. Why don't we just press hide there and move our water bottle icon right up there and give it the same blue color. That looks pretty nice to me. I'm liking it. Vlaslav says, what? I know. Double component, nested components for the win. I was trying to do sign language for the win, but I don't know how to do sign language for the win. But I do know how to celebrate when you do nested components because it's sweet. Okay, let's keep cruising. So now we have this card, and you know what we probably want to do? We don't want to get too crazy. We'd probably want to call this stat pie chart, okay? Now, we could keep using nothing but pie charts if we want to, or we could mix it up a little bit. How about we drag this one down here, and we'll right click, and we will ungroup component. Okay, so now when we look here, hold on. Let's do that over again. I messed that up. Here we go. Let's try it again. Actually, why don't we build one from scratch again? Because we have the pieces, right? We'll pull our stat card out. Love that. We'll pull our stat numbers out. Whoops. Stat numbers out again. Drop it over here. You don't want to drop it directly in because then it will actually, what am I trying to say right now? It'll replace the component that you're using. There you go. All right. So let's just grab our text from our layers panel. Got our text here, and let's grab our icon as well. We'll come down here. What's cool about the components is I can still access the elements inside, so that's pretty cool. Let's do a different kind of stat here. How about weight training? Cool. And then let's bring this guy inside. We'll do weight training. And I think weight training needs just the pink like that. What do you think? Can we go deeper on that pink? Maybe. Boop, boop, boop. A little bit more. A little bit, it pops a little bit more, okay? Idris says, I love how you're matching the color with the illustration above. Idris, it was intentional because it brings the whole thing together, doesn't it? It's so fun when you can just play with color and be free. I do a lot of text stuff. I was just saying this earlier. So I don't get to play with such fun, vibrant colors like this. Let's do one more component really quickly before we run out of time for designing. Why don't we get our rectangle out? Let's do a little line graph kind of dealy. Yeah, let's do this. And now again, we can make, should we try like 3 levels of nested component inception? Maybe. Let's do it. We're gonna take this baby right here. This is our rectangle. Let's drag it up and out so it's its own thing. Yeah. Just make sure we're on the artboard, paste it, here we go. Let's go bar line. I said var line. I'm not doing development. Otherwise, var would totally make sense. Hey, developer joke for all of you out there. Cool. Let's go and just round this thing and make it nice like that. And why don't we create a component out of it, okay? Now, go to our components. You can see we have a bar line. We're on our master. Let's drag some instances of this thing out, okay? Like so. Let's manipulate the size of them. Okay, there's that one. There's that one, there's that one. So now we have 5 of our little graph, our bar lines together. Let's grab all of them and let's make, whoa, what did I just do? I just put that away. Let's go Command K. Our component has been made. It's the bar chart. Oh, you see what I'm gonna do here, don't you? I'm gonna pop that right in the middle, pop this up here. I'm gonna grab all of it. I'm gonna make another component. We're gonna call this stat bar chart. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So here's one component, here's the second component, and it's all inside making a third component. Now we can drag that bad boy out like that, and we can switch this up and say healthy, I don't know, what do we say? Healthy eats? Let's do healthy eats like that, okay? And these numbers probably don't make sense for this bar chart, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm doing here. And we could take all of this, fill this in with a different color like that, right? Maybe play with a new color. Nah, let's not play with a new color. Let's just stick with what we have. Like that, boom. We don't have time to switch this bad boy, but look, we can still go in and manipulate and override all of our components. And why don't we do this really quick just to bring a little bit of differentiation. Let's mix it up a little bit like that. And I'd say let's make a navigation for the bottom. I don't think that we have time. We might have a couple more minutes. Let's try to get this done. Okay, here we go. Why don't we just zoom in? Why don't we move some of this stuff up just a little bit? I have my illustration up here locked. How are we doing in the chat? So many component levels. Is that even legal? Not in 48 of the states, Tim, but in 2, they will let you make this mini nested components because freedom, my friend. Okay, here we go. Let's make this navigation at the bottom really quickly. I have no idea what our application would do down here at the bottom, but could be cool. Could be pretty awesome. Let's just bump this thing up. Let's say it's rest and working out. And why don't we make both of these icons, I don't know, like our blue color. Let's make sure they're lined up using our alignment tools. Why don't we do one more? We'll just do a custom icon of like a little plus. I don't know, maybe we're gonna start a new goal, right? That's what we're thinking. We're gonna use that same blue. We're gonna hurry up and get this done before we run out of time. And that could be cool. I'm gonna zoom in and just duplicating. And cool, we're gonna hit enter to be able to manipulate our line there. Let's just bring it together. That's a little bit of a wonky plus, but that's okay, we could fix it. We could go back in and fix it later, totally. So why don't we just do that? We'll just crunch these up a little bit. Try not to wreck all of our hard work we did up above. And why don't we do a similar rectangle behind it all, behind the whole thing, no border. And then why don't we just bring this curvature back in, okay? So we'll just bring that down, have kind of this little bottom navigation, pill style navigation thing. And we definitely want to play with this. We definitely want to manipulate it, make it perfect the way we like it. But I think we get rid of these icons. I think I like what we're looking at. So we are coming to a close. Thank you everybody for joining. You want to make sure that after you export all of this rad component work, all these charts and nested components that you did, that's just so amazing. Make sure you export your work. You want to upload it to Behance, and you do that by going right over here to Behance. And you can see, make sure that when you're uploading it, you use the hashtag XD Daily Challenge, because we have some challenges from yesterday's challenge that are submitted. All you got to do is search on Behance for XD Daily Challenge, and there you go. Travis Dykes, who I think is in the chat right now still. Yeah, look at that. He submitted his work, and this looks really great. He used that repeat grid to create one element and just spit out multiple. Again, smarter, not harder. I really like this layout a lot, Travis. Good work. I love the use of color. If anything, I'd say maybe you could like a little less information, work on your spacing, but really it's like 99% there. Gotta love this design. It's really slick. And also look at the presentation work he did on Behance. He put in that little extra that just makes it so nice. I just want to say thank you to everybody that is here. Let's see, do we have any other works we can go check out let's do one more that we have. Or do we have time? We've got about 1:27 left, so we don't have that much time. I wish I could look at more, but the good news is I'm gonna be in the Discord channel after this for, I don't know, like 30 or 40 minutes. So if you guys are working on stuff, you wanna submit your stuff from yesterday, you could still pop it in the Discord. I'd love to give you feedback. I'd love to chat with you guys there and link up with you guys. So thank you guys so much. Hey, stay tuned on Adobe Live, because Lenore's coming back up for her Adobe Live. She is crushing the game. So stick around for that. We'll see you around tomorrow for day 3 of the Daily Creative Challenge. Take care.